We're carrying on our conversation here with Mr. Lewin and Mrs. Skelly, talking about the new department, well, the rebirth of DED into the Department for Enterprise. I've been hearing that when you came in here, you had you did a bit of, you know, we've got troubles here, and you've been quite interesting in the way you've had a new broom. Should we try that one? You're looking at me as if I'm coming out with the wrong word, so I'm trying to feel where I'm going on this one, but I don't know if it's true or not. But you found there were inherent sort of old practices? How does that?
Not really. What I would say is, and I said this when I first arrived, is my role was not to go and look in the past. It's not to you know, criticise anything. I said before, you know, we're in our 34th year of unbroken economic growth. That doesn't happen by accident. That's right. You know, public sector, private sector. There's lots of great things.
There were a lot of people on the gravy train on these 3-year contracts and things like that. That's what I kept hearing, and some of those have gone, right?
We have changed, and we will continue to change more. I think, you know, one of the things I say in here is, somehow we have to have a much more focus on creating that right environment for economic growth, of working hand in hand with the private sector, and that can't be grow the public service. It has to be. The Isle of Man's got a great track record in volunteering, and what's through this whole process, a huge amount of people have given up their time and given some great ideas. We need to harness that enthusiasm and say not just individual conversations, but bring them as a collective.
And you're saying we, but he's still the acting. When's this going to all be sorted? I mean, do you have to apply for the job now, or will you just be made up at some point because you've been a good boy and you've done the nice report?
There's a piece of work over the summer to put the next level of detail around this.
Do you want the job?
There's then a piece of work of relaunching that department. As part of that, we will advertise and
I know it sounds a bit bad, but I mean, would you know, it's still
a fantastic job.
Okay, I appreciate you don't want to be pitching for it on a television interview, but you wouldn't mind it if it came your way.
It's a great job. The focus now needs to be in putting the next level of detail around this.
I think it's important to recognise there, Paul. Mark is obviously, when we obviously had a change, it was appropriate for us to take this step back and do this review, because if you remember when DED was actually created in 2010, it was put together in a fairly rapid fashion, and it cobbled together a number of different functions and services. 2013, DCCL, there was a change there, and there was more services, and it was a great opportunity to take that step back rather than just bring in a replacement. So bringing Mark in as the interim CEO, we had a big day job, which still continues, I might say, at a phenomenal rate, and there's a lot of work that goes in there. But we also wanted to say, you know, do we have a department that is fit for the dynamic and diverse economy that is ever changing?
Was it fit for purpose then? Was it?
I know. Well, Vision 2020 highlighted, I think, and the success it says itself really. The economy is still growing, unemployment's at its lowest rate, and everything is going in the right direction. And so the big question says, why would you actually make that change? And we believe doing this work, spending over 6 months, engaging with stakeholders to make a department that is going to focus in its core responsibilities and functions of strategy and policy.
I don't think everyone has a problem with that, but I'm trying to get the point that there were obviously problems in the department that you've had to sort out. I mean, you know, it obviously has had issues. Oh, and are you happy to stay with it? I should ask you. Your question.
Yes. Well, first question was about Mark.
Yeah.
You know, he's actually helped obviously get to this particular junction. Now we have an implementation period, which could take up to another 6 months, and clearly having Mark doing the work to this particular point, it's important there. And at that particular junction, then we decide what we need in terms of a CEO, in terms of its role and responsibility.
Stay?
I'm very happy to, and as always I've said, you know, when I came back here after the election, it was an opportunity to sort of finish the work that was started. And
nobody else wanted to touch it. Let's face it. Nobody else had any inkling that wanted to take on this at that stage. And I think that's pretty on the money if I believe my sources.
What have we got here? We now have what will be a new, refocused, relaunched department for enterprise. And what does enterprise actually mean? It means business ventures, activity, operation, and really endeavour. And I think that says a lot about not just as a department and a government, and you must think as a government, programme for government in an island of enterprise and opportunity. So it fits perfectly with that.
How's your £50 million going down at the moment? It's 50, isn't it?
I wouldn't want to preempt. I mean, I think it is a public document, but I do have a question tomorrow in Tynwald about that, and I'll be giving an update of where we are in respect to that. And yes, you know, that is one of the many components that we've been involved with and bringing forward, and would demonstrate that the economy is going in the right direction.
Okay, so besides a lot of new letterheads and vehicles being you name it, all that, which will be in itself an expense. I hear other departments are also about to be renamed, but you think that name change is important?
I think it signals a strong, that refocus about what the core purpose is about. The Department for Economic Development today already uses other brands, the locate, the way you can. So the actual day-to-day use of the Department of Economic Development isn't that significant, but in terms of staff and in terms of stakeholders, I think it sends a really strong message about, focused on that ambition of an island of enterprise and opportunity.